Hello, good evening, everyone. A warm welcome to today's exclusive webinar hosted by BlinkX and powered by JM Financial. We are joined by Mr. Akshay Bhagwat, our esteemed research analyst, who will be sharing valuable insight and setting the stage for today's discussion. Welcome, Akshay sir. And to all our viewers, if you have any questions related to the segments and all, feel free to drop them in the comment section. Our research analyst will be addressing your queries live during this session. So stay tuned and make the most of this opportunity. Thank you so much. And Akshay sir, you can start.
So, first of all, good evening to all the viewers. Thanks, Divya. And thanks for the viewers who are logged in to hear us out on our fortnightly webinar on the market outlook and the sectors and the stocks which you can look forward for the remainder 15 days of the August series. Now, just a small recap as to how the August series has played out. If you look at the entire month of July till August, there have been continuous back-to-back selling pressure in the Nifty index. Now, this seldom, very rarely happens that there is back-to-back 6 weeks of selling in Nifty. And the prior week was the first sign of hope, where we did see a positive close on the निफ्टी वीकली इंडेक्स. तो अगर आप देखें कि किस लेवल से ये निफ्टी उछला है, जो रिकवरी रैली हमने देखी है वो है करीबन 24,350. तो मल्टीपल टाइम्स वो लेवल टेस्ट होने के आसपास वी हैव सीन अ गुड रिकवरी फ्रॉम दोस लेवल्स, और ये हमें कॉन्फिडेंस दे रहा है कि अगस्त सीरीज का एक पॉसिबल बेस 24,300-350 के लेवल पे डिफाइन हो चुका है. और 6 हफ्ते के कंटिन्यूस मंदी के बाद पहली बार मार्केट ने आज के सेशन में एक अच्छे गैप अप के साथ काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग गेन्स रजिस्टर किए और एक सरप्राइज गैप ओपनिंग दिया, जहां पे हमने 25,000 का आंकड़ा एक बार जो है मॉर्निंग में छूते हुए निफ्टी को देखा है. सो दिस न्यूज ऑफ द GST booster dose, where government possibly plans to cut the GST on many of the items. That is the primary news why the markets got a booster start to the day. Now, the extended tariffs which US has imposed, now it currently is at 50%. And as I understand from the latest news, there is no scope of talk, at least, which is apparent between the two countries. So there is again a question mark as to how the new scheme of things will open up from 27th of August, from when the new tariff structure will be imposed on India. So that is a negative from the market's perspective, and the GST booster dose somewhere kind of prices in the negatives which the market was building in from the last few days, that acts as a shock absorber for our markets, and precisely that is why today you have seen a bounce back in the market. So in the backdrop of this scenario with which the August series has started off, what will be the plan of action going ahead for the month of August, for the remainder 15 days, is the next question mark. Now, if you look at, first of all, the number of active trading sessions for the month of August. So leaving aside today's trading sessions, you have 4 more days to go. And after that, I think Ganesh Chaturthi holiday will be there. So from an expiry perspective, you can say that there are around 6 active trading sessions. 7, I will put it precisely, 7 active trading sessions which we look forward to, and every day would matter for an option writer from here on, or someone who's taking a position in options, because if you see, we are entering in the second half of the month of August, and this is the time where options premium are vulnerable at its best. So you have the time decay kicking in each day. Every day आपका ऑप्शन में एक certain percentage time value खाके जा रहा है, or if the stock doesn't perform every day, you're paying the time value cost to hold the option. So you're playing against the curve. This is what you should understand when you're dealing in the second half of the month. So first of all, I will take you through the technical setup of how the Nifty is placed after today's development. So what I do is, I'm right now going on the BlinkX screen. I have logged into the web app, and here on this screen, I am clicking on the Nifty 50 index, which is giving me a daily chart of the Nifty index. So if you look at the daily chart of this is, I think, more of a monthly chart. I will zoom into the daily chart of the Nifty index. This is the daily chart for Nifty. So if you look at the primary trend of the Nifty, the trend which has kicked off from the base levels of roughly around 22,000 has seen bit of a selling pressure from the levels of 25,600. So if you see the entire journey from 25,600 to 24,400, you can easily see that this is a downtrend which the market was. So my cursor is where I'm highlighting this particular portion for the Nifty index. Now, just to be double sure, I am adding an RSI indicator, which is a relative strength indicator, which will give me the positioning of the market at this given point, whether we are overbought, oversold, or what is the relative strength of the market has to say about the current structure of the Nifty. तो अगर आप देखेंगे तो ये जर्नी जो टॉप पे था, आरएसआई भी टॉप पे था 68 के आसपास, वहां से हम फॉल हुए एग्जैक्टली टिल द लेवल ऑफ अराउंड 32-34% ऑन आरएसआई, और जो रिसेंट रिकवरी है उसमें आरएसआई वापस सुधर के 50 के ऊपर आ चुका है. तो पॉजिटिवली अगर आरएसआई जब भी एक मिड पॉइंट पे आता है, when it is around 50, because normally many people what they do about RSI is they would use RSI when it is below 30 as an oversold parameter, or they would use RSI above 70 when it is highly overbought. So leaving this aside, RSI का तभी भी हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं जब भी RSI 60 के ऊपर चलता है. तो राइट नाउ वी आर एट 50. जब भी RSI 60 के ऊपर सस्टेन होता है तभी भी हम इसमें एक तेजी का रुख मार्केट में देख सकते हैं. RSI above 60 is a sign of strength which the market is relatively factoring in, and that just gives more confidence to catch the trend and pick the approximate points in the market which will see the next round of momentum. So right now at 52 RSI, when RSI gets above 60, that is the first level of confidence which the market will give us that things have stabilized, and now we are entering into the zone when the market may again regain momentum. So for that, there are two coincidences here. If RSI goes above 60, तभी आपका मार्केट भी 25,000 के ऊपर सस्टेन होगा, तो RSI आपका 60 के ऊपर जाएगा. साइकोलॉजिकली अगर आप भी देखें तो 25,000 के ऊपर जाएगा तो बहुत सारे बायर्स वापस मार्केट में इंटरेस्टेड होंगे और सब 25,600 की बातें करना चालू कर देंगे. तो कुल मिला के ये दोनों फैक्टर एड अप हो रहा है, और जिस तरह से ये मार्केट रिकवर हुआ है, अगर आप ये एक्शन देखे मार्केट में, एग्जैक्टली इट हैज कम from a previous support zone of 24,350 to 400. So that does give me a confidence that this wave of recovery which has kicked off today is possibly going to settle, and we are in the process of a recovery which can see the Nifty heading for levels of the first target which I'm looking right now is 25,230. This is basis spot. And the second target, if 25,230 is sustained, is the level of 25,530. So these are the two targets which one can work with for the next 7 active trading sessions which we have in the market. अगर आप पूछोगे तो आज तो खुला मार्केट ऊपर, काफी अच्छा न्यूज भी था, पर कहीं ना कहीं हमने काफी सेलिंग देखी है खुलने के बाद. तो उसके लिए मैं क्या करूं, और एक इंडिकेटर लगा रहा हूं इसको काउंटर चेक करने के लिए, एक बॉलिंजर बैंड्स, जो एक स्टैंडर्ड डिविएशन जैसे बैंड्स रहते हैं, 20 और 2 ये मेरा सेटिंग है बॉलिंजर बैंड पे. इसे मैंने प्राइस एक्शन के ऊपर लगाया है जस्ट टू गिव मी मोर कॉन्फिडेंस एज टू एग्जैक्टली ये सिनारियो क्या अनफोल्ड हो रहा है और कहां पे जा रहा है. तो ये जो ऑरेंज लाइन आप बॉलिंजर बैंड पे देखते हो टेक्निकल चार्ट्स में, वो एक मुझे कॉन्फिडेंस दे रहा है कि जो एक मूविंग एवरेज जो बॉलिंजर बैंड्स में भी यूज होता है उसके ऊपर आज हम खुले और उसके ऊपर आज सस्टेन हो पाए, वो एक पॉजिटिव संकेत है मार्केट के लिए. एंड पॉसिबली विद दिस डेवलपमेंट आई थिंक द मार्केट शुड टेस्ट द अपर एंड ऑफ द बॉलिंजर बैंड विच इज रफली अराउंड 25,175. दैट ऑल्सो कोइंसाइड्स विद आवर टारगेट ऑफ 25,230. सो मोटा मोटी 25,200 या हमारा पहला टारगेट होगा अगस्त के लिए, और उसके बाद अगर वो सस्टेन करे तो और ऊपर के टारगेट खुलेंगे जो है 25,530 का. तो अभी सपोर्ट कहाँ पे होगा मार्केट को, वो हमें ढूंढना है। तो वो सपोर्ट ढूंढने के लिए सबसे पहले हम क्या करेंगे कि इस मार्केट में जो करंट ट्रेंड है, अगर आप ये पूरा देखें तो कहीं ना कहीं ये डाउन ट्रेंड का आज एक रिवर्सल गैप अप में हुआ। ये छोटा सा एक ट्रेंड खुलने को चालू हुआ है, और ये जो गैप जो हम देख पा रहे हैं, वो जो गैप अगर बाय चांस मार्केट फिल करने को आता है तो वो गैप का सपोर्ट आज बनेगा 24,650 से 24,700। So you have to understand that 24,650 to 24,700 is a sweet spot for the market. That is the dip. Ideally, if you get, अभी हमें आज पता नहीं, आज के बाद शायद वो मार्केट कल वो मौका देगा या यहीं से घूम जाएगा, क्योंकि आज थोड़ी सी सेलिंग हमने जरूर देखी है, पर कहीं ना कहीं ये जो मूविंग एवरेज ऑरेंज लाइन का सपोर्ट है, गैप फिल होने का एक आशा है, तो वो अगर फिल हो जाए तो हमें और बेटर रिस्क रिवॉर्ड मिल सकता है मार्केट में। सो देयर आर टू थिंग्स, इफ पीपल आर want to buy the market, you can even buy it tomorrow if there is a positive open. If you want to wait it out a bit from a risk reward perspective, I will say the best levels to enter will be 24,650 to 700 zone. वहां पे आप एंट्री कीजिए, स्टॉप लॉस अपना बनाइए 24,250 के नीचे, थोड़ा सा हम बफर दे रहे, 200 जो है 24,335, that was our prior swing low. We're keeping our stop losses in case our view were to go wrong below 50 to 100, 50 to 70 points below the prior swing low. So roughly 24,275 till that 24,075 is my stop loss, and till 24,350 holds, I will continue to maintain a positive view from here on in the market, irrespective of the short term swings which you might get. And I have already given you the two target areas where I look forward to. So this is what the price charts have to tell. This is the story what the price charts have to tell. इसके बाद हम ब्लिंक एक्स के स्क्रीन में अगर आप देखेंगे इसमें, तो एक फ्यूचर्स, ऑप्शन, स्टॉक्स, ये सब अलग अलग हमको ये पैनल में ऑप्शंस देखने को मिल रहे हैं. स्ट्रेट अवे वी आर गोइंग टू चेक द ऑप्शंस मार्केट. सो व्हेन यू सी द ऑप्शंस मार्केट, आई नीड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि हमारे पास अभी 2 वीकली एक्सपायरीज खुले हैं. एक तो जो 21 अगस्त को एक्सपायर होता है वो पहला होगा, और दूसरा 28 अगस्त वाला. तो 21 अगस्त का अगर आप हाईएस्ट ओपन इंटरेस्ट का प्लेसमेंट कहाँ पे है ये पहले देखें, क्योंकि वो एक हमें एक आइडिया देगा कि 21 अगस्त के लिए मार्केट पार्टिसिपेंट्स कौन सा सपोर्ट देख पा रहे हैं और कहाँ पे रेजिस्टेंस देख रहे हैं. तो उसके लिए सीधा आपको जो ब्लिंक एक्स वाला लोएस्ट पार्ट ऑफ द स्क्रीन है वहां पे जाके देखना है कि हाईएस्ट ओपन इंटरेस्ट 24,000 पुट में है. तो काफी दूर है अभी भी 24,000 पुट, क्योंकि 24,800 पे हम ट्रेड हो रहे हैं. पर अगर आप 24,500 पे जाके देखें एक्शन, 24,500 अगर आप बराबर से देखें तो 24,500 में जो ओपन इंटरेस्ट है 76 lakhs. This is the open interest change today, and that is a pretty significant addition which we have seen in puts at 24,500. So इसका मतलब है कि हालांकि 24,000 में बहुत सारे ओपन इंटरेस्ट अभी भी एडिशन ओवरऑल है, पर जो शिफ्ट हम देखने को मिल रहे हैं, अब देखें सिर्फ 1 लाख का एडिशन ओपन इंटरेस्ट में आज 24,000 में हुआ है, और 24,500 में 76,000 का एडिशन है. तो इट इज अ वेरी गुड इंडिकेशन दैट जो पुट राइटर्स है, हालांकि हाईएस्ट 24 पे है, दे आर शिफ्टिंग ओवर टू 24,500 strike in the puts. So that is the clarity which we get ki somewhere that is the writing interest. Call writing is at 25,000. So 25,000 for this week will have some resistance. If you look, इसको प्रीमियम हमें जोड़ देना है, करीबन 200 का प्रीमियम है मेरी. I think for 21st August the premium roughly is let me check the premium. This is the last traded price percentage change. If you look at the premium change here, it is I think somewhere around, I think 2030 was where it was closing. I'll just check it from my end. 25,150 का प्रीमियम था आज 21st अगस्त में. 25,000 के कॉल में 150 का था. तो आई थिंक एट द मनी का स्ट्राइक हो चुका है वो, एट द मनी का. और अगर आप ब्लिंक एक्स में देखें 25,000 का जो कॉल है, उसमें जो लास्ट ट्रेडेड प्राइस है इट इज शोइंग एज 79. So roughly I think 79 is where we closed. I have to add 79 to 25,000. So roughly 25,100 is the resistance for this week. Again, I go to 28th August. Now I'm changing the expiry. And if I change my expiry, this is the game changer. See now the highest open interest inputs, 25,000 inputs. So सीधा जो 24,000 हमें 21 तारीख का एक्सपायरी दिखा रहा है, 28 अगस्त का जो पिक्चर है कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट है. पुट एक्शन 25,000 एट द मनी स्ट्राइक में काफी स्ट्रॉन्ग है और कॉल में 25,000. तो जब भी कॉल और पुट एक ही स्ट्राइक पे इतना हाई ओपन इंटरेस्ट हमें दिखाई देता है, वी कॉल इट अ शॉर्ट स्ट्रैडल्स. एक ही स्ट्राइक पे जब भी कॉल और पुट बेचा जाता है उसे स्ट्रैडल कहा जाता है. दैट इज अ स्ट्रेटेजी विच इज अ न्यूट्रल स्ट्रेटेजी एंड इट इज प्लेड विद द व्यू कि मार्केट भले आगे पीछे हो जाए, एक रेंज के दायरे में सीमित होगा. तो वो रेंज क्या है जानने के लिए हम क्या करते हैं कि 25,000 का जो ऑप्शन का जो प्रीमियम है 150 और 25,000 का जो प्रीमियम है पुट्स का 180, से दोनों को जोड़ना है. तो अप्रोक्सीमेटली 350 का जोड़ी है. 25,000 कॉल और पुट का प्रीमियम जोड़ के 350 आपको जोड़ना है 25,000 के ऊपर और 25,000 के नीचे. तो एक मोटा मोटी 25,400 ये आपका ऊपर एंड ऑफ द रेजिस्टेंस है और लोअर एंड में 24,600 दैट इज द लोअर एंड ऑफ द सपोर्ट. तो अगर मार्केट आगे पीछे वोलेटाइल हो, चौपी हो, पर यही 300 पॉइंट के आगे पीछे 25,000 के इर्द गिर्द घूमता रहे, तो यू कैन एक्सपेक्ट दैट प्रीमियम्स टू डेप्रिशिएट and the strategy of short straddle where you sell both calls and puts of the same strike to work in your favor. पर पॉजिटिवली इफ यू वर टू लुक एट दिस डेटा, हमें क्या पता चल रहा है कि 25,000 का पुट में people are interested to sell. So that means that we are not at all looking at a scenario where markets will drift below 24,400. That is the confidence this strategy gives you. That also in the monthly one which is still away. 21 तो बाकी है, उसके बाद 28 आएगी. तो 28 में इतनी अच्छी स्ट्रॉन्ग प्लेसमेंट अगर हमें देखने को मिल रही है तो क्लैरिटी मिल पा रही है कि यहाँ से मार्केट का डाउनसाइड तो कैप है, डाउन आना है तो बाय करना है, ऊपर जाएगा तो 25,300 350 वहां तक सीमित रहेगी अपसाइड. तो दिस इज व्हाट योर ऑप्शंस डेटा हैज टू से. सो दो क्लैरिटी हमें ऑप्शंस डेटा और प्राइस टेक्निकल एनालिसिस देख के एक क्लैरिटी मिल पा रही है कि निफ्टी का डाउनसाइड कैप है, निफ्टी का सेकंड व्यू पॉजिटिव है और निफ्टी का पॉजिटिव व्यू में अगर आपको खेलना है तो 25,350 ये पहला टारगेट है और 25,550 ये बेस्ट केस टारगेट है. तो ये पूरा सेटअप हम आपके लिए हमने बनाया हुआ है. पूरा आपके सामने डेटा क्रंचिंग किया है, आपके सामने डेटा एनालिसिस किया है, पूरा ब्लिंकएक्स के बेसिक जो डेटा पॉइंट्स और पैरामीटर्स है उसको स्टडी करके किया है. तो my point is that you do not need to get into very heavy jargons and complicated 100 indicators which will just mess up and confuse you more. Even if you look at some basic parameters which the software is giving you, even if these simple parameters are looked, you can easily devise your game plan and figure out as to what the path the market is charting out for the remainder part of the August series with 7 days to go for the expiry. Now with these two clear picture in mind, now what I have to see is that in Nifty 50 stocks, now which are the stocks which will support this entire move if we are looking at a positive traction. So here it's very clear that there is an index management in the Nifty. So when it comes to choice of stocks, and since you're only dealing with Nifty 50 stocks, which can be the next leader if we are talking about Nifty going to 25,350 to 25,500? Because today's recovery in Nifty has been helped by Maruti, Hero MotoCorp, and Bajaj Finance. It is very clear that these were the top 3 bets which moved the Nifty. अभी यही तीनों चलेंगे आगे और निफ्टी को कंट्रीब्यूट करेंगे बढ़ने में, that is a question mark. But what you have to understand that stocks which have a strong technical setup and stocks where the sectoral impact is more, these are the stocks we will try to figure out. So in this study, if you look at the lowest part of this entire Nifty 50 things, it is Infosys, Wipro, BEL. So clearly IT is not the flavor of the market. So let's be honest that we are not going to time the laggards. हम वो सेक्टर में दाव नहीं लगाएंगे जहां पे वीकनेस है, या हम सोचेंगे कि ये वीक है, काफी पिटा हुआ है, सस्ते में मिल रहा है तो वी आर गोइंग टू बाय दिस. नो, दैट्स नॉट गोइंग टू बी द वे वी आर लुकिंग एट. वी आर ईदर गोइंग फॉर स्ट्रेंथ or stocks which are strong and still have potential to perform more. So what we do is we are going to remove that last chunk of stocks where the fall is more. So if you look at stocks here, I think stocks which have still have potential to perform and which are strong. So here, if you look at the stocks which are stronger, I think Bajaj Finance is one name because Maruti, Hero Motocorp, these all have been moving well. They may move up. I'm not saying no, but Bajaj Finance is one stock. I think it has picked up after a long time. It was at the lower end of the support. And I think if you look at the charts, which I will show you soon, it has potential to show a good recovery from here. So let's zero down to top three names, which will help you to go through the next round of the rally. So Bajaj Finance is one name which we single it out and keep it on the side. Second name, I think Grasim. That should be the second name on your watch list because cement has been slowly picking up. Ultrasemco is doing well, Ramco is doing well, but Grasim is picking up traction. So this is the stock which has potential, which is showing up strength. So this is the second stock which we will keep on the side list for the top three candidates for the coming few trading sessions. And the third one is ऑटो में रहना बहुत जरूरी है ऑटो स्पेस में, क्योंकि अगर ऑटो में देखे तो अभी तक तो काफी कुछ चल चुका है, बट वो चला नहीं है। वो टाटा मोटर्स को हमको पकड़ना है, क्योंकि टाटा मोटर्स कंपैरेटिवली वो इतना परफॉर्म नहीं करा है जितना हीरो मोटोकॉर्प हो या मारुति ने अब तक करा है। तो we can consider Tata Motors as our third bet here. Rest of them are strong, but since we are only limiting our trades to the top three, I think these three stocks is what you can concentrate on. Bajaj Finance, second is the stock which we just singled out here, Tata Motors, and third will be Grasim. So this is how the setup is for the market. Now I will take you to the overview part here. So this is the one more feature in Nifty 50 which gives you the lowest and the highest part for the month for the Nifty. And this is for the day, this is for the week, this is for the month. Right now, if you look from a weekly perspective, we are nearing the high of the week. So, there is strength in the market. That is what my understanding is. So some basic tools which I just took you across. I gave you the view for the market. Sector wise, I have given you which sector might do well. We have singled out cement and we have identified Grasim as the best bet. We have singled out financial services space and we have singled out Bajaj Finance as the best bet. And in the third stock which we have mentioned, I think that stock Tata Motors, which is from the auto space, that too has good potential to recover from the current levels. So this is a small an update which I had to give you on how we look at the markets, how we would trade the markets, and which sectors and stocks you should look forward to. So wishing you the best for the remainder part of the August series, and hope our small webinar which we have exclusively done for our BlinkX clients is turns out to be valuable proposition and helps you to make the returns which you look forward to for the month of August. So thank you. And Divya, I think I'm done with my session and we can take it over for the question and answer part.
Okay, sir. So the first question is regarding Bank Nifty. Our client is asking our Bank Nifty 56,000 call option. What is your view regarding it?
Yes. So first of all, 56,000 call option. So what I have to do is I'll have to just check the chart of Bank Nifty and see the thing is when you're dealing with options, as I told you, options are a very tricky proposition, especially when you are entering the second half of the month. Now the reason is because we are at a point where time value depreciation is at its best. तो एक दिन भी आपका अगर गलत पढ़ते हो आप तो आपका टाइम वैल्यू खा जा रहा है, आपको समझना है। व्यू सही हो सकता है बट दिक्कत हो सकती है, तो थोड़ा सा समय देना पड़ेगा आपको। मेरे हिसाब से आज खुला अच्छा 56 के ऊपर गए हम, पर कहीं ना कहीं 56 पे रोक टोक हुआ। तो आई थिंक फ्रॉम एन ऑप्शंस पर्सपेक्टिव आई हैव अ पॉजिटिव व्यू ऑन द बैंक निफ्टी एज आई हैव इन द निफ्टी, बट I think we have to give consideration to time factor. And for that, what I'm saying is that we will have to define some short-term levels. So 55, 50, 500, that is the support point for Bank Nifty. Give this trade some more time. Hold कीजिए जब तक 55, 500 के ऊपर है. ये हफ्ता बहुत ही क्रूशियल रहेगा बैंक निफ्टी के लिए, क्योंकि ऑप्शन प्रीमियम्स जो है अगले हफ्ते तक काफी गल जाएंगे, तो वी डोंट वांट टू टेक दैट ट्रेड फॉर द नेक्स्ट वीक अहेड. My sense is if 55,500 holds, you can expect Bank Nifty to go as high as 56,400. So we will keep a target of 56,400. If 56,400 is achieved within this week, you book your profits out from the call option of 56,000 which you bought. If it doesn't and it languishes around 56,050 where it is right now, I would suggest it is better to take an exit, because अगर 56,300 भी अगले हफ्ते आता है तो उसका कोई मतलब नहीं है, क्योंकि तब तक प्रीमियम्स और गल जाएंगे, एंड द होल आइडिया ऑफ बाइंग ऑप्शंस टू विन दिस और टू गेट दिस ट्रेड राइट will not work in our favor. So time is an essence. Friday तक टाइम है आपके पास. 55,000 support, 56,400 target. If this is achieved, this is how you trade the Bank Nifty 56,000 call.
Okay, there are queries regarding stock options. First one is Titan 3,560 call option and Mannapurnam Finance 270 call option.
Titan, you can hold this because today, there has been a breakout about 3,500. So if you look, if you can please mention the strike, Divya. Titan, which call?
Titan, the call is 3,560.
3,560 call for the August month. Today it closed at 42. So what we are doing is we have to keep a stop losses here, because options are very time depreciation asset. So you have to keep a stop loss of 25 on this trade. And from my understanding, if it hits around 65 or 60 range, 60 to 65 range, I suggest you take profits in this trade. The second is Muthoot Finance, is it?
No, Mannapurnam Finance.
Okay, and which strike?
270.
Okay, so I just give me a minute. Mannapuram, which strike?
270 call option.
270 call option for Mannapuram Finance for August month. See, right now it is trading at 4 rupees 50 paise. And I think, we are looking at a call option of 270 strike. And if you look at the placement of this, I think we are just 3-4 rupees away from where the out of the money is. The trend is picking up. There is a good chance this call might go till 275. The stock price may go up till 275. So if you have bought a 270 call in Mannapuram, the stop loss will be 1 rupee 50 paisa. And if 275 is hit within this week, you can expect targets till around 7.5 to 8 rupees. So roughly 7.5 is the target area you should be working with this, with a stop loss of 1.5.
Okay. And what is your view for GMR short time period by buying? The clients buying is at the rate of 92.
GMRC, I think it's a positive stock. The trend has picked up well in the last 6 months. And the way the technical structure of this stock is, there is a very high probability that it will retest its all-time high levels of 103, not all-time high levels, pardon me, the levels of 103.75, which we saw in the month of July 2024. So from a short-term perspective, keep a target of 103.75. This might be seen in the next 3 months or so. If you are a long-term investor, I would suggest hold on. The all-time highs which we saw in December 2007, way back in 2007, around 115, 120, that is the target area you can look forward to. But that might take some more time, but it makes sense to be invested in the stocks for target of 115 to 120.
Okay. And view on Infosys and Reliance.
See, till now, Infosys and Reliance have been laggards, right? Now, when I say laggards, it means that they have not performed in sync with how Nifty has performed. And even the technical structure for both Infosys and Reliance is not that great. If you look at the Reliance results, the reaction to results, majority of IT stocks post their Q1 numbers have not lived up to their expectations. There has been muted response to results or selling post results. So clearly, the flavor of the market itself suggests that the short or the medium term money is not chasing the IT space. So really, you would not want to be in the space where money flow is not in. You want to be in momentum stocks. So Infosys, as I see on the technical charts, there is a support at the levels of 1375. So this is a good support. And technically, in the prior instance, in I think in April somewhere when we tested these levels, we had a recovery till 1650. So in all probabilities, if the same trend follows, you can expect some buying in Infosys once it nears levels of 1375, 1380 levels. So right now, I think some more pain is left in Infosys for short term. 1370, 1380 is a good level to average or buy Infosys from a short term trading perspective. That is the point where your oversold RSI can show a divergence and show some recovery in the stock from a trading perspective.
Okay, your
Yeah.
view on APL Apollo Tubes 1610 call option.
See, APL Apollo is in a downtrend, and really options are not really that active in this counter. They get active when momentum kicks in such counters. So I'm really not a big fan of trading in options where the volumes are a challenge, because the day you get stuck in them, exits become a problem. So if you look at this Apollo uh, tubes, it's in a negative downtrend. First of all, some slight recovery has been seen lately, and especially the call. It is 1650 call, is it, Divya?
1620.
1620 is a slightly out of the money. 1670 is where we close. I would personally suggest that it's better to take an exit. I do not see much of an upside. 24, 25, if in case you get these levels, that would be a good exit because we close at 20 today. Keep a stop loss just to kind of be in a safe situation and not lose your entire capital in this. Keep a stop loss of around 14, 1, 4. And if you get an exit around 24, 25, that looks a good exit in the current scheme of things in the APL Apollo tubes.
Okay. And what is your view on Nifty, that will it open tomorrow gap up, and about 24,800 call option?
It's very difficult to say because honestly, no one thought about Nifty going for 25,000 in today's trade. Uh, Thanks to the GST booster which we got over the weekend, that has helped the market to be where it is today. Otherwise, last week we were in a situation where people were talking whether 24,000 is on the cards or not. So today, luckily, all those thoughts are at least temporarily in the grave. People are now talking positively. People are talking of 25, 500. At least that is good. So the sentiment is improving. Now tomorrow, how it will open is it's a big question mark for me, at least, because today we have seen some bit of selling from 25,000. But the positive takeaway, as I mentioned in my webinar, is the gap up, the booster sort of GST, and technical setups and derivative setups improving. So even if it opens flat or down, that would not concern me because, as I mentioned, I will be more a buyer on dips at 24,650 to 700 zone. So since you have bought a 24,800 call, which week you have bought this call would matter more, whether it is 21st of August or 28th of August. If it is 28th of August, you can continue to hold this trade. I think you will be rewarded. 25,000 plus should is where Nifty should go for, and that should give you the desired returns you look forward to. But if it is 21st August, that is this week expiry, then there is a confusion. And in that case, I would suggest that if it's not a positive first half an hour of trade tomorrow, might as well take an exit, because again, options are time depreciating assets, and you wouldn't don't want to be in the wrong side of them, because ultimately they become wasteless in case they do not meet the view with which you bought them for.
Okay. Your view on Bank of Baroda.
See, Bank of Baroda has been in a range. This range, what I see on the monthly charts is 4 months of range bound trading. 230 is the base of this range, 260 is the upper end of the range. Now, longer term trend is still strong, and I think till the levels of 210 holds, you have no reason to worry about the structure or any downsides in the stock. Even if you're a short-term trader, till the stock is about 230, you need not be worried about. I think the momentum should catch up soon. It is on the last leg of this downside or this consolidation pattern. And if the breakout matures on the upside, you can look forward for targets of 255. This is the first target. And further, it can open up to targets as high as 275.
Okay. 24,850 put. The rate which the client has bought is 70 rupees. So what would be the stop loss and target for it?
See, as I mentioned, I'm positive on Nifty. 24,850 put for which expiry you bought matters a lot. Which can you please, if it's for 21st or 27th, which
No, it is
expiry
not
is it?
mentioned over here. No, it is
Yeah,
not
so if
mentioned.
it is, the completely it's a different ball game altogether. Because as I said, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, there can be some fluctuations. But with today's development, I'm more of a buyer in Nifty. And if you have bought for this, I think if tomorrow, day after tomorrow, the market does not fall, you should consider exiting this trade.
Okay. I think I have addressed all the queries of the viewers. Thank you so much, and thank you so much, Akshay sir, and thank you all for being a part of this webinar. We hope you have gained valuable insights. For more market knowledge, tools, and strategies, stay connected with BlinkX powered by JM Financial. Have a great day. Thank you so much.
Thank you.